CNN's unflinching bias in the face of reality likely has been a major reason for its decreasing viewership and influence. And this bias has placed network executives in a difficult position, making one wonder, what does a network that for years has blatantly race-based viewers and unjustly insinuated racism on the part of others do when people don't buy the nonsense that it sells? Can they stop pushing their canards as hard as they've done before? Or will CNN now leave itself open to accusations of, you got it, racism? Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. You know, people buy products for myriad subjective reasons, and some of the most common tend to be quality and price. As the great economist Walter Williams oft stressed, sellers that focus on race or other superficial factors for their sales, i.e., sellers who exclude certain racial groups, those who focus on the superficial, on their assumptions and prejudices about race or gender or sex or creed, well, they tend to lose market share. Williams stressed the eternal axiom that markets are colorblind. And in the network news field, not only have viewers been fleeing old dinosaurs like CNN in favor of independent reporters and trustworthy individual investigators because of CNN's long record of left-biased slants on news and because of CNN's egregious promulgation of falsehoods, viewers also have seen that this lack of veracity has included network so-called news time and money promoting CNN as racially sensitive via its leftist race and equality unit. Well, now, likely because viewers have turned away from this low-quality so-called news coverage, and because advertisers who see the viewers turning away from CNN are less likely to spend money on the network, the ratings-troubled network has made what some of its bold and race-baiting hosts might actually depict as a racist move. Yeah, they've dropped their race and equality team. As Ariel Zilber reports for the New York Post, quote, CNN quietly disbanded its race and equality team of reporters as part of a major restructuring that included firing 100 staffers this week, according to a report. There were 3 reporters that made up the unit, which was created by former CNN President Jeff Zucker in the aftermath of the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis in 2020. One of the journalists was fired, while the other 2 were reassigned to other departments, according to a newsletter written by a black journalist, Phil Lewis, end quote. Okay, thanks, New York Post. And of course, leave it to the veracity-phobic CNN to actually complicate things by, you got it, first denying the truth about its move. Quote, a network spokesperson first claimed the race and equality team was not disbanded before admitting to Lewis that it will no longer exist as a mission-oriented unit, end quote. Ah yes, nothing like trying to fix a problem and then worsening a long series of mistakes. Now, not only has CNN been caught tacitly acknowledging that its race and equality unit and the network's seemingly incessant excuses for its blindness to just plain violence, well, that they weren't valuable enough to maintain viewership. Now, as they engage in the very normal activity of cutting their losses, they try to deny their move. Could that be due to the fact that CNN now can be accused of engaging in the very activity of which it frequently claimed American businesses were guilty? That of practicing so-called racial inequality? And or could that be due to the fact that the failure of their race-based prejudice team indicates that hiring based on racial preferences is not a practice most Americans find salutary or beneficial? That instead, people want quality, truth, and honesty? And how about the fact that most folks don't like being verbally abused and wrongfully accused of overt or implicit racism when they just want to live their lives in peace? Deadline's Ted Johnson offers information hinting that this CNN move is just a small indicator of the network's economic problems. Quote, CNN Worldwide CEO Mark Thompson said that about 100 people would be impacted by the job cuts, or about 2.9% of its 3,500 employee workforce, end quote. But have no fear, CNN stalwarts. The network is ready to roll out a new subscription service. It's a hard-hitting, news-oriented lifestyle content service. Writes the Post's Zilber, quote, as part of the restructuring, CNN will also roll out its first ever subscription product for its CNN.com site. Thompson said that the subscription offerings will be want-to-use content produced by the network's lifestyle journalists, end quote. Perhaps the CNN team is starting to learn that audiences aren't lapping up what the network has portrayed as news, and that their best option is to push their plush lifestyle content, because there are actually real journalists who are attracting audiences with their real reporting, and they often do it on their own. Whatever their new decisions are at CNN, one can doubt that they will address the elephants in the room, the fact that CNN has not been trustworthy, the fact that CNN has erroneously implied that vast portions of the American population are racist and focused on skin color for their activities, and the fact that CNN has engaged in just that kind of race focus in pushing its holier-than-thou race and equality team. Now they can be accused of turning their backs on the very race issues that they promoted as being so terrible and important in America. CNN itself can be said to be acting against minorities now. You know, as Sir Walter Scott wrote in the play Marmion, which is a tale about a man who continually lies in order to marry a woman, quote, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive," end quote. Marmion, thy contemporary name very well could be CNN. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Find us on Rumble, where they don't censor us. Of course, we're still on YouTube, where they still do censor us. Please double check that you are subscribed there. And please head to MRC-TV.org, MRC-TV.org. Find out what the whole team is doing there, and check out the great MRC fundraiser that's happening right now, and you can participate. You can also find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on X. And if you want to find me, I'm on Gab as @GardnerGoldsmith, and I'm on X as @GardGoldsmith. Thank you so much for watching. Please share the videos. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.
I want to invite you as my guest on a very special, once-in-a-lifetime, 7-day post-election cruise in the Caribbean. It's going to be a blast.